Guys, we should have a piece of final art by Joe Simko. He's just into New York or wherever the fuck he lives and has just sent, yes, New York, New York. He has just sent the artwork he owed me for 2 months. Also got some tarot cards, GPK. What should we open first? By the way, I pulled out some black magic themed items to celebrate. Yeah, let's open this real quick and get this out of the way. These are the GPK tarot cards. If you don't know what those are, they released, I believe it was August 9th or something. Anyway, I just ordered them off Amazon. If you don't have these, the best place to get them is off Amazon. And they look like this. I'm actually going to open these. So, let me make a little rip there. All right. Now, I did tarot with my wife one time a couple years ago. She I don't know if she bought like some tarot cards or something, and we tried it out. And it just felt very wrong to do. I don't know why. I mean, I grew up, Southern Baptist, and this is actually considered witchcraft. And witchcraft comes in all kinds of varieties, some worse than others, but the general idea is that witchcraft is all bad to some degree, right? So, but looking at these, I was curious if these still have sort of that tarot edge to them. Like I didn't know if they're going to be like super like Garbage Pail Kids. Wow. Okay, well we know him, Brandy. Okay, I'm not sure who that character is. Now I'm noticing they're definitely numbered. Okay, so I know tarot cards are numbered. I'm not going to go through all these, at least not right this second. Wow, look at that one. Like I didn't know if they're going to really make this tarot cards or if this was just like a parody of tarot cards. I'm seeing titles on these. And yeah, these are definitely tarot cards. Huh. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know if this was going to be a serious thing. Guidebook. Yeah, so. Oh my God, this is actual tarot? Why am I surprised? I don't know. For some reason, I'm just surprised they made tarot. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I did a tarot reading with my wife one time. It was just me and her basically just sitting in bed, and we tried to learn. We didn't even get through the whole thing because it really creeped us out, and it was actually kind of true what it said. It was very weird actually, and I think we threw the fucking cards away. Honestly, it was that creepy. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. It's kind of a weird thing to own something like this, being in the South. We were always told to stay away from it. I for some reason, I thought this was just going to be like a small deck of cards. It's a little more serious than I thought it was. Yeah, so if tarot cards makes you feel some sort of way, I'm just going to tell you right now, don't buy this because I'm actually kind of feeling a little weird about it. All right, let's go ahead and look at this. This should be a final piece of art by Joe Simko. All right, there's his address. You can go pull up at his house. Just kidding, don't do that. Yeah, here I was getting all in the theme. I mean, I could actually do a little tarot reading. Like, I remember how to do it. It's not that hard to do. I remember the first time I saw a tarot card reading, it was in a James Bond movie. And I remember as a kid being curious, like, what those were. All right. So I have a few pieces from Joe Simko already. I believe like 6 or 7. Now this is going to be from Bookworms. Like anybody gives a fuck about Bookworms. Yeah, Bookworms was annihilated by Chrome 4. Chrome 4 is going to be annihilated by Sapphire too. It's getting rough. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Joe. You're welcome. All right, guys, let's take a look. Final art, Joe Simko, Bookworms. All right. Yeah, I actually love this piece. Damn. I'm sitting here trying to put it into words. All right, so, okay, all right. Let me just start at the beginning. That's just the best place to start. So, okay, the reason I bought this piece and why I think it's so good, and by the way, if you saw my Bookworms where I put the cards in order, I think Tom Sawyer is around number 8. The reason he's in that position and the reason I like this so much, just first of all, it's Tom Sawyer. So if you're talking about American literature, you know, Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer is like one of the greatest, you know, classics, especially American classics there is. It's one of the best. No, it's not a children's book, but it's, you know, considered still, it's kind of like considered like, you know, the best children's book or one of them. Yeah, and the artwork it just looks American to me. It fits everything it's supposed to fit in. So if you're talking about Bookworms, if you're talking about the best books, here you go. If you're talking about America and something that looks American, it looks like American House. It just, you know, the straw hat, it just looks very American. To me, it's just like kind of clicking on many levels. And it's pretty cool how naturalistic it is. I didn't realize he put so much detail in the trees. Look at that. Did you realize that on the card? Now the gag, you know, Scarsville Kids has to have a gag. He's eating paint, right? But it's called Sweet Treat Sawyer. So if you don't know, lead paint was commonly used in Tom Sawyer's period. And so you would probably be using lead paint to paint your fence. This is part of the story, by the way. But, you know, lead is poisonous. And some kids, it was, you know, somewhat common for children, like babies, to eat flakes of lead paint off the walls, and that would actually kill them or make them sick. Because lead makes, you know, poisons you. But the reason babies do that is because they say lead has a sweet flavor to it. So if you look at this design, it's actually really sick. He's basically poisoning himself by eating lead paint. It's pretty gnarly. Another thing I love is how perfect the scene is, but then you have these really expressive marks, like almost abstraction. It even carries down to the ground. I don't know if you can see that, where Simko is just scumming the paint over the surface. I love that. All this energy kind of gets picked up back into the trees. It has more of that scumming style. That's just where you take a brush that's semi-dry and you just kind of rub it on the top, and it gives it sort of a rough texture. So there's a nice contrast between rough texture, faded texture, and these really solid, linear forms. It's got beautiful shading. The more I look at this, the more I love it. Haven't even talked about the colors yet. The shading on the white paint is lovely. If you've ever painted before, and if you know like your whites, like lead white, titanium white, and all that, lead paint does have a yellowish undertone to it. And so seeing the yellow undertones to the paint just makes me love this even more. Now you can attribute the yellow shading to the yellow sky. It's atmospheric shading and all that. But still, I can tell that he purposely tried to make it have that lead look, that lead white look. So I really appreciate that. So this is a really nice piece that talks about texture and different textures and forms. There's a lot going on in this thing. Now I'm starting to see the purple picking up in these areas. Sorry about the glare. And the purple up here. There's a lot going on in this. I'm starting to love these, the color of the pants, these a lot more as well. Yeah, he put a lot of work into this. I'm starting to wonder if they meant this to go maybe on the box or, a wrapper or something. And this pencil, man, it's definitely one of his best pencils that I've seen. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think Joe is really getting into his prime now as a Garbage Pail Kid artist, at least. Which is different than just being an artist, I think as a GPK artist, he's getting into his prime, for sure. All right. Yeah, my point is, I don't know that Joe Simko 5 years ago would have painted this way, if that makes sense. But we don't know. Guys, I'm going to show you these a little bit more. Yeah, again, I feel a little weird having tarot cards, just being a Southern guy growing up in the Southern Baptist Church. We were told just basically not even look at these, but to flee. Literally, like, just run away. And I didn't know these were going to be serious. I thought they were going to be, honestly, I thought these were going to be the size of like regular trading cards. This is something that came in the other day from Adam. But as you can see, they're literally the size of tarot cards. And I haven't read this to know how serious it is, but it looks like they did put a lot of writing into it. So my gut is they're actually following, yeah. There's the Hanged Man. I remember him being one of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. Part of me is like, I don't care. Part of me is like, this is just a bullshit deck. Part of me is like, there's no way in hell this is witchcraft. It's just Garbage Pail Kids chafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just merch. But I can show you real quick, because I do remember some of this. Yeah, my wife thought it'd be a good idea to buy some tarot cards one time. And anyway, what you do is you shuffle the deck. By the way, these cards were in order when you got them. Or when you get them. They're supposed to be, like, there's different categories of cards. I mean, you end up shuffling them, but you're supposed to learn what the cards mean and stuff. But it looks like the guidebook actually has the explanations and stuff. Anyway, you shuffle the cards. There's different ways, different ways of shuffling cards. I don't think it really matters, but I don't know. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and say that these are not serious at all. So in my mind, I'm not doing any sort of tarot card, like serious tarot card, anything. This is just me. I remember my wife, you know, she's a little older than me and all, but she said when she was a kid, her mom bought her a Ouija board for Christmas. And, you know, Ouija boards were very popular in the 70s, you know, and you would get Ouija boards for Christmas and birthday gifts, and these kids would be playing around with these spirit boards, basically, not knowing that there could be actual consequences. And I don't know if tarot cards has that sort of, I don't even know what you call it, man, that power or whatever. But anyway, what I remember is you shuffle the cards, cut them, just shuffle the fucking cards, and then you lay out 7. In like a V shape. All right. Oh wait, I think you're supposed to ask a question like, should I quit Garbage Pail Kids? Okay, should I quit Garbage Pail Kids? Oh, I just realized I don't know what any of these mean. So, okay, so I'm just gonna read them out. Maybe I'll figure this out later. Their first one was Justice, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, what I'm noticing, by the way, these are really beautiful cards. These were designed by Miriam Kim. Okay, are these paintings? Oh my God, these are paintings. Yeah, there's no way this was done on Photoshop. Yeah, these are, legit paintings. 7 of Cups. The Lovers. Two of Coins. 3 of Coins. So I don't know how to read any of this. I just remember you shuffle the deck, you ask a question, and then you lay out 7 cards. I think this one is... If I remember correctly, this is how you're feeling or something, or this is you or something. Dude, I don't know. All right, anyway, maybe this will make sense. I'll read into it, and I'll just take a picture of this order, and I'll tell you what it means. I'm not going to sit here and summon a bunch of shit. I was just joking. Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that this is an actual tarot deck. I thought they were just doing like a parody of a tarot's. But some of these I'm just noticing, are pretty sick, actually. I mean, I'm not saying anything about the artists. I've seen tarot decks. They can be very dark. And these aren't like unusually dark. I'm just surprised they're dark at all, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, I love this one. That's really cool. Oh, look at the mermaid. Jeez, look at that. Oh, wow. Wait. Yeah, what's going to happen, I'll just tell you. I'm fixing to put these cards back, and they're going to go in my... They'll probably just go in the attic, man. I really don't... I'm actually feeling the way I did that day my wife and I tried it with another deck. Like, I should not be handling these. This probably sounds weird to hear someone take something that seriously, but you just got to understand how I was raised, man. I was just raised to ignore, like, astrology and tarot cards and all that shit. But, you know, personally, I actually love, like I watch paranormal shows, and I am very curious about ghosts and the afterlife. Which, you know, the Bible leans that way. You know, they make you curious about heaven and the afterlife. So there's nothing bad about that per se. But you're not supposed to be summoning, you know, these earthbound spirits and stuff. Okay, that's... Okay, wait a minute. What the fuck is going on with this? Okay. I'm finding it a little strange to see our Garbage Pail Kid characters put in these positions. They're being reappropriated into this, you know, this astrology, basically. I don't know, man. I can tell the artist had a lot of fun making these. And I can imagine it was probably pretty fun. I could see myself even making a few of these, but not these super dark ones. Yeah, I'm holding a few out to look at later. Okay, there's the death card. Hey, Spartacus. Yeah. I know, I've been in contact with her. You bought Judgment. What the fuck, dude? Judgment. Which one's Judgment? Oh, Lord. Hold on, I'm looking for Judgment. I think there's 70 cards or something in a deck. I don't know which one Judgment is. Oh, you bought the Atom Bomb? Oh. Hold on. I think Judgment's in the beginning. It's hard. Oh, wait, Justice? No. I'm trying to do all this with one hand. Let's see. Judgment. Oh, fuck, you bought that, dude? I haven't even seen that one yet. Oh, that's badass, dude. Oh, God, I'm going to find that one Spartacus is talking about. I'll tell you one of the first things. Oh, here it is. It was flipped upside down, dude. What the fuck? Did you see that? That motherfucker was flipped upside down. It was the only one in the deck flipped upside down. What does that mean? Oh, it's not available. Did y'all see that? Out of the whole deck, there was one card turned upside down. And it was the one that's already been sold. Okay, I'm putting this shit fucking up, dude. I'm done with this crap right now. Fixing to throw this shit in the fucking attic or in the trash, man. I'm telling you, we were told not to even talk about this stuff or anything. And to be fair, you know, like the kids that bought Ouija boards, yeah, it was meant to be for fun, you know. But, you know, I guess anything can be used for other things. It just depends on what you're putting into it. So, anyway, let's just put that stuff up and get back to the positivity, which is a kid committing suicide. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Should have some more shit coming in the mail. Don't know what it is. Already forgot. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Russ Van out. You're evil!